Good morning. The sermon, as I've said in previous weeks, was traditionally given after the gospel, so that as we heard the gospel, we could have an immediate interpretation of what we're hearing. So this morning, providentially, when I opened the gospel on Sunday, there's a bookmark that goes with some pages in between it. The front mark is what we're reading today, and as I pulled the gospel open today, the back mark was on a passage from the Gospel of Mark, and I just put it there and with enough space so that the pages don't tear with the weight of the bookmark. It's a gospel from a reading from the Gospel of Mark, which is talking about the end times. And my eyes actually went to this verse. If anyone says to you, "Look, here is the Christ," or "Look, there he is," do not believe it. False Christs and false prophets will arise and show signs and wonders to lead astray, if possible, even the elect. And I was talking to someone this morning, the same person I talk to every Sunday on the way here, my spiritual son in Massachusetts, and we started talking about the apocalypse of all things. And I don't know how many of you in your conversations in the last few months have used that word, the apocalypse, the end times. It certainly seems that the longer we stretch into this, the more chaotic our thinking becomes. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of angst in terms of how this is going to end and when this is going to end. And as I was thinking about that this morning, in looking at the gospel reading, we read about the healing of two blind men. I started to put myself in their shoes. They lived 2,000 years ago when there wasn't an institution for the blind, there wasn't Braille, there wasn't a lot of social services for these people. They were obviously out on their own. They weren't living in a home with parents. And their life resorted to just begging. They probably had some knowledge that other people could see and they couldn't. So they knew that others were living a life that was okay and theirs was not. And they probably sat and wondered for themselves, is this ever going to end? Is this all life is going to be for us? And one day they encountered Jesus. And they said to him, "Have mercy on us." And Jesus looked at them with love and compassion as he looked at everybody, and he asked them a simple question: "Do you believe that I'm able to do this?" Now, the men didn't say, "Heal us, give us sight." They just said, "Have mercy on us." And they left it up to Jesus, whatever that means. Have mercy on us. Maybe that meant giving them some food. I don't know if they thought, this guy can heal us. And Jesus said, "Do you believe that I can do this for you? Do you believe?" And after all of their years of suffering and deprivation and scorn by society, they looked at him and they said, "Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord." Not, "Yes, Lord, you can heal us." Just, "Yes, Lord, through your mercies, something good can come to us," whatever that is. And then Jesus, in his mercy, he healed them. In some sense, again, I was discussing the gospel this morning with my spiritual son. It all comes down to this basic question: do you believe? Do you believe even in the middle of all this chaos in life? Do you believe in God? To believe that somehow this is part of a plan for your life. Not that God is up there saying, "Let's afflict the world with chaos," but the fact that chaos has come into our lives from the world, not from God. Do we still hold fast to a belief that God is at work in the midst of all this? Do we still believe that God is at work in the midst of all this? And then after healing the blind man, Jesus went and healed a man who had a demon. And instead of being praised for this, he was criticized by the Pharisees Not that a man that had been possessed by a demon was now made whole, but that he must be doing this by the prince of demons. And the gospel passage concludes with Jesus going about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every disease and every infirmity among the people. Many people gloss over that verse and they say, okay, so he's wandering around healing and preaching, and they miss the fact that this actually defines what the church is all about. In this time of pandemic, where we've changed in many ways the life of the church, we don't have a lot of the social things that we're used to having or the youth things that we're used to having. We're still doing these basic things that the gospel outlines. We're preaching in terms of offering the services and preaching the Word of God. We're still teaching in Bible studies, and men's group, and other things we're able to do on Zoom, and healing every disease and infirmity among the people, which is coming through pastoral care, through Charlie and my efforts. It's also coming through your generosity, which is allowing us to provide healing outside of our parish for people who are hungry. Also, I know there's a lot of people that are anxious because people call me every day. This week, the subject du jour was, what do we do with our children? I just need to bounce an idea off of you, Father. What do we do with the school? And the difficult choice that is, to keep your kids home or to send them to school. That's a difficult choice. Either way, it's a difficult choice. If you have the need to talk, just to rebound ideas or for help, please, again, feel free to call the office and talk to Charlie or myself. And also, to remind you, we have a parish assistance program, which is a confidential program where we have licensed mental health professionals at our beck and call. And so if you feel like you want to go that way, anonymously, or for a specific issue, which maybe we're not able to deal with, we have that program. It's been generously donated by a parishioner, and it allows you to have up to three face-to-face counseling sessions with a mental health professional for free in a given calendar year. So I hope you take advantage of that. I want to say how pleased I am with our parish that we are moving. We're not just standing stagnant, but we're moving. We're doing more services than ever. Many people are participating in them, and and I was thinking the other day, we're actually on track this year to set 2 records in our parish. Number one, we'll have more services by the end of this year than we've ever had in the history of this parish in 1 calendar year, and we will have been more generous as a parish than we've ever been in a calendar year. So we're doing these things that the Lord talks about, teaching and preaching and healing. This is what the church is all about. And like the blind men sitting by the side of the road, we don't know how long this is going to last or how it's going to end up, but we hope that we have the faith of these men, that we cry out to God for His mercy, however that's going to look. We don't cry out necessarily for a specific ending or a specific outcome, but Lord, have mercy on us. Be with us because we need your help. And when the Lord asks us, do you believe, which He does rhetorically, what is your answer? Obviously for you, you're all here, so you all believe. And those that are viewing online, you all believe. But there's going to be times this week, next week, and this time where we're going to struggle with our belief. I know that because I'm struggling with my own belief at times, and I'm the one leading the community. And so if I'm struggling, then I know that many of you are as well. So please continue to encourage one another. Please continue to attend. Please continue to pray. And please continue to take steps forward, even if they're small steps. We will get through this by God's grace and His mercy. God bless you.